When you hear the word Bhagavad Gita, you probably imagine warriors, chariots, and an ancient battlefield. But most of us are not holding bows and arrows, right? We are holding childhood trauma, anxiety. We are holding back tears in office bathrooms. We are stuck in traffic, in decisions, in guilt, and in shame. So, how does a 5,000-year-old battle manual help your 9 a.m. anxiety? The truth is, Bhagavad Gita is not a battle manual. Even before the war began, Arjuna dropped his bow. Arjuna, like most of us, was stuck in an inner battle. He couldn't bear the thought of hurting people he loved, his teacher, cousins, brothers. And Krishna didn't just say, "Be strong, you got this." He gave Arjuna the mental tools that gave clarity, steadiness, and the ability to act without emotional chaos. We are not discussing Mahabharata here. The idea is, if Arjuna could find stillness in the middle of a war, maybe we can too in our life. So, here are 3 tools from the Gita that will help you deal with your inner battles. Hi, I'm Gayatri Arvind, founder of Abasa Rehab and Wellness. We offer residential rehabilitation for people struggling with addiction, mental health disorders, eating disorders, and chronic conditions. Over the past 6 years, we have helped over thousands of people reclaim their lives through personalized care. Through this channel, we share practical wisdom to empower your mental health. Tool 1. Nishkama Karma, effort without attachment. Let's say you're preparing to become a topper in your exam. You've studied for weeks, woken up early, skipped outings, given your best. And then the result comes. It's not what you hoped for. And suddenly that voice kicks in. All that effort for what? That's what happens when your mind clings to the outcome. It hijacks your mental peace and it'll make you feel unmotivated. This is when a lot of people choose some other harmful distractions to cope with that failure. That's why this tool helps a lot. Nishkama means without craving. Karma Yoga means sincere, conscious action. Together it says, do your work with full sincerity and let go of the result. Now, how do you apply this tool practically? Before you begin something big, pause. Tell yourself, my job is to give my best. That's it. And at the end, don't ask, did I win? Ask, was I honest in my effort? If yes, you already won. This small intention and check-in will train your mind to measure your self-worth through your effort and not the result. When you practice this, when you shift your focus to effort instead of obsessing over outcomes, something beautiful happens. Your mind will get lighter. The pressure to succeed will reduce. You stop judging yourself for things outside your control. That inner tension, the one that says, what if I fail, begins to go away. It will relax your nervous system, and when your nervous system relaxes, your performance actually improves. Tool 2. Sakshi Bhava. Be a witness, not a prisoner. Sakshi means witness. Bhava means inner state. It teaches you are not your thoughts. You are the one observing them. This tool helps in moments when your mind takes over and starts spinning stories, like when you're overthinking before a meeting, when your brain replays old arguments, when you feel hurt but don't know how to express it, or when you're about to send that angry text and something tells you to stop. For example, imagine you're in an argument, you feel disrespected, and your mind begins to think, they never listen to me, and I'm always the one hurt. You snap at them and then later you feel guilty about it. Sakshi Bhava says, don't fuse with the emotion, witness it. When you feel angry, pause and label it. I'm noticing anger. And when you're afraid, say, I can see fear. You can even practice this tool daily alone. Try this. Sit quietly for 2 minutes every morning. Whatever thoughts arise, label them gently. Worrying, planning, judging. Then remind yourself, this is just a thought, not the truth, not me. With time, the gap between your emotions and thoughts begin to grow. Sakshi Bhava trains your mind to press pause in all these emotional moments. And when you do that, the emotional storm starts losing power. The emotion will still come, but it will not be powerful enough to drown you. Tool 3. Buddhi Yoga. Let wisdom lead, not impulse. Buddhi is your inner intelligence. Yoga is the practice of staying aligned with it. Let's say you're scrolling Instagram. You see someone your age buying a house, getting married, moving abroad. Suddenly, your mind panics. I'm behind. And it has the power to create a chain of reactions. Out of that panic, you might apply for jobs you don't even want, jump into relationships or decisions that aren't right for you, or you may say yes to things just to escape that feeling of feeling behind. And each time you act from panic instead of clarity, you drift further away from what's true for you. That's how inner battles begin, between what you really want and what fear is pushing you to do. So, whenever you see your emotional brain taking the lead, Gita says you to pause and ask yourself, is this choice coming from fear or calm? Now, this pause and question will activate the logical part of your brain and helps you make wise decisions. If you make this a constant practice, whatever the situation is, you will cultivate a habit of activating your wiser self. And slowly, you will stop reacting from old patterns and trauma. You will start choosing with calm. And finally, you don't have to master all three. Just start with the one your soul needs right now. If you're struggling with failure or fear of failure, try Nishkama Karma Yoga. If you are anxious, overthinking, or drowning in thoughts, try Sakshi Bhava. And if you are struggling with decision making, comparison, or making panic driven choices, then try Buddhi Yoga.